Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow, 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 ow.
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Irreverent Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Good morning, brothers and sisters. And that includes everybody, everywhere, who could be anybody, anywhere. Because let's just welcome. First of all, let's welcome back. Let's welcome people who are here for the first time, okay? And they've never been here before. Welcome, whoever you are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Because you may not be where you want to be, but wherever you are, there you are, or something like that. And then we want to welcome back those who used to be here but left for some unhealthy reason. Welcome back our producer, the guy in the sound room who does all the sound room stuff, the one and only Mr. Napo. That's right. Welcome back, brother Napo. He does all the heavy lifting in the background, while GD does all the heavy lifting in the foreground. But I take all the credit. That's how that works. See, that's real show business. You got all these people in the background doing all the hard work, and I just show up and do a little reading, do a little love, get down tonight. That's what I'm talking about. And I get all the fucking credit. Because people look at the show and they go, look what the Reverend has done here. Look what the Reverend has built up. Look what the Reverend is doing every day. Yeah. Look what the Reverend is doing on a Sunday. Yeah. Look what the Reverend is doing all the time. And you have to take all the credit. But I do none of the heavy lifting in the background. No, that's Brother Matthew. That's right. And Brother GD. They're in the background doing all the heavy lifting. They're doing all the button pushing, all the writing, all the script writing. And I just sit here and I go, good morning, Sister Ann. That's right. See, that's my job. Good morning, Sister Ann. Saints and sinners. Saints and sinners. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. So, in my office, right here, where you see me standing today, it is Sunday, March 22nd, the 426th day of the Sex Offender Administration. 70 degrees and no humidity. Good morning. It's 70 degrees, no humidity, and I'm just banging my hand against shit here because I can do that. I got hands. That's right. People without hands can't do that. Now, on the other side of this wall, and it's a 9-inch wall now because the cold weather's gone and the shrinkage is gone. The wall is now full size. That's right. Full size because it's 52 degrees on the other side of the wall, 9% humidity, and there's a good chance that whatever you paid for gas yesterday is less than what you will pay today. That's right. It's not your fault. It's nothing you did wrong. Even if you voted for the bastard that's in there, you didn't do that wrong. He did all that shit, okay? It's your fault. You shouldn't have voted for him, but he did it, okay? Yeah. Welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX. People have also called me the racy reverend, the pervert pastor, the vile vulgar vigor of vice, the sexy shepherd, the missionary man, the minister of mischief, the dirty deacon of doggy style, the freaky frisky friar, the ass man abbot, the colored cleric, the booty banging brother, the handsy high priest, the shameless shaman, the father fistmas, the wicked I like to watch witness, the holy hoe, the divine dominating dominee. That's right. The depraved preacher, the tickle me theologian, the minister of making love, the clergy of cunning conversation while eating pussy, and that nasty N-word. That's right. The point is, I come by many names and by many methods, but I do not come easy. Good morning, or as I say, Good day, sunshine. Good day, sunshine. That's right. Brothers and sisters, let us all begin as we always begin. That's right. In the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right. Good, nice, good fuck yeah is what we need every day. Every day we start off with a good fuck yeah. And add extra syllables when I'm feeling good. Fuck yeah. That's right. When I got the energy to throw in an extra syllable, I'll go fuck yeah. That's how you know I'm feeling good. I got extra syllables. I say fuck yeah. That's right. Got the extra syllables because I got the extra energy, because I got the extra groove in my step. And I'm going to give you an extra groove in your step. You just follow me, yes, sir. And you listen to me, yes, sir. And you'll be getting the extra step. Yeah, see, step in your step. That's right. It is time for our opening prayers. Sponsored by Tangibly. If you need an opening Tangibly, has your opening needs. And if you or someone you know is in need of a prayer by the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, please send your request for a prayer, a healing, forgiveness, any such request to me at the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll at gmail.com. And please remember to put an E on the end of that jelly roll. That's right. I say put an E on the end of that jelly roll. And I know some of you are not doing it because I'm not getting your emails. It's because you're misspelling it. And somebody else is getting your shit. And they're not answering your stuff. And I can't answer your stuff unless I know about your stuff that needs to be answered. Oh, Lord have mercy. Now, our disclaimer. While all prayers are heard, not all prayers are answered when we want them to be. Some loopholes and restrictions may apply. And I can't keep that up for a full hour. You know I'm going to get short-winded and pass out, hit my head and go, Japan. That's right. Or maybe I'll fall on that side. Japan. Right? Maybe I'll fall forward. Japan. Maybe I'll fall back. Japan. You don't know. Maybe I'll just fall straight down. Japan. Just like that. Just flop. Bow your head. Unless you're driving your car or your significant other. And if that is the case, just close your eyes. Just close them. Close your eyes. And let Jesus do the driving while we pray. But do not let go of the wheel until you know Jesus has control. That is the sound of a man with too much faith and not enough common sense. He let go of the wheel before Jesus took control. And I mean full control, not just the steering, but the gas and the brake. And I'm talking about the brake as well, not just the ass-swell, because ass-swell is what happens when too much gas goes through the brake. Ass-swell, that's right. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Jürgen Habermas. Jürgen Habermas, the German philosopher and influential thinker on modernity and democracy, has died. He was 96. Modernity. Yeah, and democracy has died. He was 96. His cause of death is SUDS, sudden undisclosed disease syndrome. That's right. For more than 60 years, Habermas helped shape the political discourse in Germany, particularly during the post-war and post-reunification eras. The post-war era was from 1945 to 1990. The post-reunification era began October 3rd, 1990, when East and West Berlin were officially reunited. That's right. All you people looking at Reagan going, Reagan told him to tear down that wall. Let me tell you something about that speech, okay? Let me tell you something about that speech. Reagan made that speech in 1987, the summer of 87. You remember where you were in 87? Neither does Reagan. But he goes, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. That wall stayed there for 2 more fucking years. That wall didn't get torn down until 1989. Okay, 1989 is when the wall came down, and nobody even noticed the speech he gave then until the wall came down, and then they put the speech up there like it was his speech that tore down the wall. Nope, nope, would not, would not, would not, would not, would not, would not, would not. Okay, wall gets torn down in 89. The reunification of the Germanies is October 3rd, 1990. See that? 1990. Okay, all that. They went through all that to have the Nazis return. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that a kick in the Schnitzengruben? That's right. Now I couldn't find that word Schnitzengruben in my German dictionary. So I called a friend of mine, a German friend of mine, Achim. And he says, that's not a real word. Somebody's fucking with you. And I thought to myself, Mel Brooks made up a word, Schnitzengruben, and I just thought it meant sausage? That's fucked up. You make up a word, put it in a movie, and you think Schnitzengruben is a real word. Man, it could be Yiddish and not German. In that case, I wouldn't expect him to know it. It could have been his Schnitzengruben could be Yiddish. I don't know. The point is, my German friend did not know that word. He, not my German friend Achim, but Jürgen was perhaps the best known for introducing the concept of the public sphere, a space for public discourse beyond state control, and therefore essential to a healthy democracy. It seems the public sphere is being replaced by the tic-tacosphere, and the healthy democracy has been weakened by blood thinners. That's right. Immigrants will do that. They'll thin your blood, according to the Nazis. Ruhe in Frieden, Jürgen. Okay, that's German. Yeah, see, I had my friend teach me a little German. Ruhe in Frieden, which means rest in peace. Jürgen. That's right. Can I get a Schlappschwanz? That's right, Schlappschwanz. Right now, some German guy's listening to and cracking his ass up because he just asked for a Schlappschwanz. That's right. Schlappschwanz. That's what I did. Now, some of you know what a schwanz is, okay? Everybody know a schwanz is a pecker. That's right, a schwanz is a Johnson. A schwanz is this thing I'm grabbing under the table that you can't see, but that's what a schwanz is. A schlapp. Okay, schwanz, schlappschwanz is just saying, another way of saying limp dick, okay? Schlappschwanz, limp dick, which also sounds German. I could have said limp dick, and you'd have thought it was German. That's right. I love me some German. I love learning new languages. I can't speak the old one though, can I? Dear Lord. Oh. I'm gonna have to clean. Oh, what my after? Okay, yes indeed, yes indeed. You're right. You are so right, Sister Sunshine. Good morning, Brother Heavy. Good morning. My goodness, I love my peoples. I love my peoples. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Matt Clark. Matt Clark, the actor, best known for his role as Chester the bartender in Back to the Future Part 3, has died. He was 89. He passed away in his Austin, Texas home following complications related to a surgery performed on his back. How ironic. A lot of actors kept their careers alive performing on their back. His ended performing on his back. That is so ironic. Beyond Back to the Future, he was known for his role in the shows Grace Under Fire, Bonanza, and Kung Fu. He also acted in the classic The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. That's what I'm talking about. And that's the only fucking role I care about. I didn't give a shit about those other things. But when I saw that he was in Buckaroo Banzai, my eyes lit up. My eyes lit up. I said, yes, indeed. He played the Secretary of Defense. That's right. And I recommend that movie. I recommend that everyone sees that movie at least once. And after that, you can hate it for as many times as you want. But see it once. It's a cult classic. Real cult classic. Now, Clark shared the screen with many Hollywood legends, including Clint Eastwood and John Wayne. Now, I don't know if all the legends that he was working with, they picked two conservatives. I don't know. We'll see. Because I don't think you can be a conservative and be on Buckaroo Banzai. Now, it's possible he changed later, but if you watch Buckaroo Banzai, there is a lot of progressive concepts in that movie. And they don't tell you, they don't hit you over the head with the concept. They just do it, and then it unfolds. That's right. They hit you, but with a wet noodle. So it goes like, bam! Was that a wet noodle? Is this something I'm supposed to be paying attention to? Damn. But despite his proximity to these stars, Clark's family says he didn't care about fame and celebrity. Just money. I'm sorry, I had to add that last part. Instead, he was an actor with a love and respect for his craft. And his craft flew like a truck. Now, see, those of you who did not see Buckaroo's Banzai don't know what I'm talking about. That line doesn't make any sense to you. But if you see Buckaroo Banzai flew like a truck, it's funny. That's right. Rest in peace, Matt. Hey, don't be mean, because remember, wherever you go, there you are. Another Buckaroo Banzai quote. If we blow this today, there ain't no tomorrow. Another Buckaroo Banzai quote. Or was that my girlfriend? If we blow this today, ain't no... That's come to think of it, that's how it was. She blew me and never saw me again. Because I was so embarrassed. Can I get an oscillation overthruster? That's right. Yes, I loaded up the back end of that with Buckaroo Banzai. Yeah, I could have gone back to the future, and you'd have probably seen it. And guess what? I don't give a shit. I didn't think Back to the Future Part 3 was that good anyway. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Len Dayton. Len Dayton, a prolific writer whose tough, stylish spy thrillers featured on bestsellers lists for decades. He has died. He was 97 now. His cause of death is SUDS, sudden undisclosed disease syndrome. That's two deaths in one. Dayton's first novel, The Ipcress File, spelled Ipcress, helped set the tone of cool and gritty 1960s thrillers and was made into a film starring Michael Caine. Okay, that helped launch both author and actor to long and stellar careers. That's right. Dayton wrote 41 books in all, but he washes clothes in Tide because it's too damn cold outside. Quote, Len was not only one of the greatest spy and thriller writers of the 20th century, but also one of our greatest writers in any genre. Close quote. That's according to his publicist. And you can't buy praise like that. Rest in peace, Len. You can lead a horse underwater, but you can't make him larf. Okay, those are from his books. If you don't know his books, then Can I Get a $1 Billion Brain isn't going to make any sense either. That's right. He's got 41 books. Somewhere in those 41, there's 3 titles right there. Good God Almighty. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Dear Lord, please bless our brother Rick Hogaboam. 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 He was a Nampa, Idaho mayor. He died. He was 47. Rick Hogerbaum died after collapsing as he was attending a town hall. His cause of death was cardiac tamponade. Tamponade. Cardiac tamponade is not a little tampon helper for your heart, nor is it a tampon soft drink for your heart. No. I know it sounds like that, a tamponade. Yes, I'm on a wagon. I'll have a tamponade. Yes, indeed. Nampa Mayor Rick Hogerbaum suffered a medical emergency at the regional town hall with neighboring city officials and died shortly after. Rest in peace, Rick. I did not know who you were. I just like saying cardiac tamponade. That's probably the most fun death I've heard on this show. Tamponade. That's right. Can I get a tamponade and ice to go? That's right. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, noted actor and martial artist, has died. His cause of death is SUDS, Sudden Undisclosed Disease Syndrome. That's 3. That's right. Norris is one of the most iconic pop culture figures of all time. So he thinks. He is most known for his titular role as Walker, Texas Ranger, but he also reached critical acclaim as a talented martial artist. Norris starred along Bruce Lee in The Way of the Dragon, 1972. Chuck Norris didn't lose to Bruce Lee. Chuck's face allowed Bruce's feet to rest on his chin. See, that's like a series of Chuck Norris things. Chuck Norris uses pepper spray to season his meat. Chuck Norris is able to slam a revolving door. When the boogeyman goes to sleep every night, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. The flu gets a Chuck Norris shot every year. Ghosts tell Chuck Norris stories at the campfire. Chuck Norris can build a snowman out of rain. Chuck Norris's calendar goes straight from March 31st to April 2nd. No one fools Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris can divide by 0. Chuck Norris has counted to infinity twice. On the 7th day, God rested, then Chuck Norris took over. Now, of all the movies and TV shows that Chuck Norris was in, he will be best known for getting in the way of Sunshine's shot in Lone Wolf McCade. That's right. That's what I will always remember him for. I had to look, and I looked, and that motherfucker kept blocking the shot. I could not see Sunshine. That's right. I was disappointed. Disappointed. Rest in peace, Chuck. When you fart, Procter & Gamble uses it to make Febreze. Can I get one more Chuckism? Okay, one more Chuckism. Chuck Norris was the only member of the Expendables who was spendable. There we go. Some of those I made up myself. They're the ones of lesser quality. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Robert Mueller. Robert S. Mueller III, the FBI director who transformed the nation's premier law enforcement agency into a terrorism fighting force after the September 11, 2001 attacks, and who later became special counsel in charge of investigating ties between Russia and Donald Trump's presidential campaign. That Robert Mueller has died. He was 81. His cause of death was complications due to Parkinson's. But Mueller must have done something right because Trump said that he was glad that Mueller was dead. That's right. And I knew, and the funny thing is, I was going to write that he said that anyway, and the motherfucker went and said it. He's crazier than my fucking fiction. I was going to make that shit up, and turns out I didn't have to make it up. Motherfucker just went and said it. As soon as I heard Mueller died, I said, I'm going to say, Trump said he's glad he's dead. What do you know? Motherfucker said it. Okay. I'm sure that Trump is trying to find a way to bring charges against Mueller post-mortem. Rest in peace, Mueller. You shook up Trump like he had Parkinson's. Can I get a Mueller scared Trump more than Chuck Norris did? That's right. And finally, Lord, please bless the entire behind-the-scenes staff of Mind Dog TV. They are truly doing your work, helping to spread your word throughout the wordosphere. They could be anywhere today, but they are here, just wishing they were anywhere today. And that ought to count for something. MindDogTV.com/merch, the place to go to get your Church of Last Resort gear and to make Matt happy. That's right. You go there. Every time you buy something from that site, an angel gets its wings. That's right. Now, there may be some flightless angels right now because sales been a little slow. That's why I want to bump it up. I'm going to bump it up. What? Did you just say bump it up? And speaking of bump it up, now let's have a little bump for the Lord. That's right. Brought to you by Bump in a Bottle. That's right. I know there's a lot of people out there who only watch this so that they can do the bump for the Lord, and then they turn it off. As soon as we do the bump, they go like, I have my drink, and I'm gone. And that's okay. Take it with you, okay? Take it with you. Take that bump with you, and may it bless your entire day. May it warm your cockles. I think this is what my cockles are. I have to look it up on a map, because I think my cockles are so big, I can't see it on the x-ray. I need to use a map. Now, straight from our vineyards to your innards, wine, just like Jesus used to make. This is, Lord have mercy. Down the hatch. Woo-hoo! Man. I think it's because I didn't have anything to eat yet. So that's my breakfast. That's right. That's my breakfast. Ooh, I lost my ribbon when I was doing all that bouncing around. Sorry. Oh my God. My hair's just going to be flying all over the place because I lost this when I was doing a boom and a bam. That's right. I got let me do this. I'll fix my hair during a commercial. But first, let's do this. Here it is. In the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah, yeah? Fuck yeah! That's right. Now, brothers and sisters, let me tell you, the season has just changed. That's right. We just went from winter to spring. It just happened. Just like that. I was like, it's winter, and then the sun moved a couple of inches. Bam, it's spring. And you know what that means? That means it's time for us to change our commercial. That's right. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. The one that lets people know how they can get on Coffee with the Dog. That's right. People like, who's that? John Palumbo is coming back to Coffee with the Dog? Well, kiss my britches. Bob, Lord have mercy. I can't wait to see that. That man's a fucking genius. That's right. So, but anybody else can also be on Coffee with the Dog. And our good friend, Sister Curly Hair So Bright, is going to tell you how.
Comedians, musicians, songwriters, filmmakers, authors, and podcasters. Coffee with the Dog is booking for the
Spring and summer.
now. Get free publicity and hone your interview skill in a fun and safe setting. Coffee with the Dog is a live radio, live stream podcast based in New York that airs daily Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in syndication on iHeartRadio, as well as video streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and many other platforms. Guests usually come on remotely via StreamYard, like Zoom but easier, although occasionally we do in-studio interviews. The morning show focuses mainly on comedians and musicians, and they have interviewed many top names and classic celebrities such as Robert Klein, Mike Binder, Eddie Brill, Doug Stanhope, Steve Byrne, Paul Provenza, Jeff Altman, and many, many others. For booking, go to minddogtv.com/booking.
That's right. That's right. There we go. See, I have to pull the hair back. Because if I don't pull the hair back, I get mistaken for this other minister named Mark Thompson. And I don't want somebody seeing the show, hearing my mouth and go, what the fuck happened to Mark Thompson? He got better looking, but his mouth got worse. What the fuck happened to him? And I tell you what happened to him. He ain't me. Poor man has to go through his entire life looking like me, but not being me. That's terrible. That's fucking terrible. Feel bad for the man. Brothers and sisters, today's sermon is in our segment, Looking for God in All the Wrong Places. Today, we're looking at the lyrics, God is dead. It's a question. God is dead? As sung by Black Sabbath. Now, this song was written by the trio of Butler, Osborne, and Iommi. Geezer Butler, I can't remember, Ozzy Osbourne and Tommy Iommi. They wrote this. There are three of the members of Black Sabbath. This particular song holds the distinction of being the first single on Black Sabbath's album titled 13, which was released in 2013. The cover art of the single, as well as its title, refer to German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, who was noted for quoting the phrase, God is dead. The song is described as one of the band's longest songs and is said to have taken the longest time to finish. Geezer Butler once revealed that the lyrics were written the night before the song was recorded. And this was even though they had been working on the song for close to a year. So, now it's not like they had the music and no lyrics. He just didn't finish the lyrics. So they probably had like a lot of lines and they go like, whoa, what are we going to do here? Well, let's write this. Oh, let's write that. Okay. For those of you who are creatives, you know what I'm talking about. You got to tweak and twerk until it's finished. That's right. You got to tweak and twerk till you get the job done. Now, the song begins like this. Lost in the darkness, I fade from the light. Faith of my Father, my brother, my maker and savior. Help me make it through the night. Okay. The protagonist in this particular piece begins the track by admitting his doubt and state of separation from ideas about God. He observes that although faith in God may have been passed down to him by his father, he feels he has lost it along the way, possibly due to the sinful life he has lived. Now, most people's first notions of morality are handed down, and as long as they can apply those learned lessons to the world they experience, they are fine with it. So whatever your parents taught you to believe, as long as it continues to work for you, you will hold on to those beliefs in general. But if those hand-me-downs get uncomfortable, then we start looking and we replace those garments with new digs, okay? Which means we go shopping. We're going shopping for new digs because the old garments don't fit. The old beliefs don't fit, so we go shopping. Not everyone likes shopping. So they find new hand-me-downs for someone else. Someone else goes, you know what I found? I found that Scientology works for me. And that person goes, I don't feel like shopping. I'm going to try Scientology. And then someone else comes on and goes, you know what works for me? Mormonism. And the guy go, I don't feel like shopping. I'm going to try Mormonism. But then there are those who go shopping and they start checking out places. They're like, excuse me, I see that you have some Catholicism for sale here. Where's your fitting room? I'd like to try on the Catholicism. Okay, thank you very much. Excuse me, I see that you sell baptism over here. Baptism. Well, Islam. You sell Islam. I want to come in and try on. Let me try on this Muslim suit. Make me look like Nation of Islam. Look at that bow tie. All right. So, the next line, blood on my conscience and murder in mind. Out of the gloom I rise up from my tomb into impending doom. Now my body is my shrine. Blood on my conscience and murder in mind. I mentioned that when the hand-me-downs no longer fit, we go shopping. We do not know if the protagonist turned to crime or he joined the military seeking new garments. We do not know. And we do not find out in this song at any time. We only know that he has murder on his mind. Okay. The only thing we do know for sure is that since this song was written in 2013, he didn't join ICE. So for whatever reason he has murder on his mind, it wasn't because he was working for immigration. Now, out of the gloom I rise up from my tomb into impending doom. Now my body is my shrine. I'm going to start backwards on this. I'm going to start with shrine and then work back. Okay? Shrine is from the Latin scrinium, case or chest for books or papers. The Old French is escrine, box or case, as a sacred place dedicated to a specific deity, ancestor, hero, martyr, saint, demon, or similar familiar suspect, figure of respect, wherein they are venerated or worshipped. Okay, shrines are often contain idols, relics, or other such objects associated with the figure being venerated. I'm starting backwards because his ending point was, my body is my shrine. Okay, so I'm going to go back. I want to go back. It says, out of the gloom I rise up from my tomb into impending doom. Okay, now, some people believe that he has died here and he's awaiting his judgment. But if you wait for the rest of the song, you find out he has not died. His tomb is a tomb of his making. Okay, it's what is dead inside of him. Okay, his faith is dying inside of him. Okay, and now his body is the tomb for that faith. And without his faith, he believes there's impending doom because his faith is what's going to carry him through. And he says, now his body is a shrine. Okay, not the church, not anything outside. It's here. This is his shrine. That's why I wanted to work backwards, because all the symbolism of death is, and his tomb is this, his body. Okay, his body is his tomb, not an actual grave. And we know this because he continues here. The blood runs free, the rain turns red. Give me the wine, you keep the bread. The voices echo in my head, is God alive or is God dead? Is God dead? Now, there are two schools of thought on how to interpret this particular verse. One, the singer, the protagonist, references the blood of the crucified Christ, which becomes wine. Okay. And in the context of the song, wine represents pleasure, while bread stands for nutrition, which gives life. He asks to only be given the wine and neglects the bread, probably because he and the current generation only want to feel good and not necessarily live. Okay. The writer continues to explore concepts such as sinners going to hell and lust and corruption that take place even in religious groups, as well as the authenticity of the Bible. Okay, that's one school of thought. I prefer the second school of thought because it's mine and it's better. And I did not stop and get lazy with just the Jesus stuff. I see blood and wine and I see Jesus and I'm not going to go any deeper. Lazy motherfuckers. Okay. Yes, while the blood runs free could easily be interpreted as the blood of Jesus. Okay. He was crucified and they poked him with a stick so that It was not. It was like blood and pus come running out, blood and the clear liquid and blood just come running out when they poked them with the spear, actually, what they call the spear of destiny. And if you've read any Rudolf Steiner, the spear of destiny was something that Hitler was looking for. He was looking for the spear that poked Jesus because he thought it had magical powers because it had Jesus' blood on it. But do you think the emperors, the guards that stabbed him with the spear thought anything of it? No. Because back then, Jesus was just another guy. That spear is fucking gone. That blood got cleaned off, wiped off. That spear is like, man, fuck it. So, yes, while the blood runs free could easily be interpreted as the blood of Jesus, okay? But you look in the Bible, the river turning to blood, okay? Blood running free, okay? It's like a river. And in the Bible, blood running free as a river, that was a plague upon Egypt, okay? And a plague because they wouldn't listen. God kept saying, let my people go. And they go, man, God, hey, Moses, eat this. I got your Aaron right here. Okay. And God says, okay, all right, well, fine. We're gonna turn the rivers to blood. Okay, I'll get your ass. I'll break you down. Now, while in the Bible, Old Testament or New, there is no specific place where blood is being rained down, where it's raining blood. Rain is often a metaphor for either God's judgment or God's blessing. Now, one would assume that if it's raining blood, it's a curse, it's a judgment. Now, if it's raining men, well, hallelujah. Raining blood, it's a curse. Raining men, hallelujah. Now, for some people, if it's raining blood, it's because God's a woman and it's that time of month. Hallelujah. I mean, she ain't pregnant. Get to live another day. Okay, but wine was a symbol of the new covenant with God. Okay, so when Jesus says, drink this is my blood, this is the symbol of the new covenant, blah, blah, blah. And it says, eat this bread. This is for my body that was given up for you. So the protagonist says, give us the wine, not the bread. So what they're saying, in my interpretation, is that we want a new covenant with God. We want a new agreement. You just don't have to die for me. I don't need you to give your body up for me. So forget the blood. I'll die for myself. But I would like a new covenant. See, that's how I see it. And as we know, I'm always right. That's right. Now, the question of whether God is dead or alive runs through the song, capturing the writer's confused state of mind. It is possible that the realities of the sufferings in the world, science and advancement and technology, may be the voices enforcing the thought that God is dead, whereas his conscience, guilt, and beliefs passed down by his father gives him hope that God may not be dead after all. It is also possible that for his own peace of mind, he needs God to be not dead. He needs God to be not dead. But if God's not dead, then where the fuck is he? Because you see all this shit's going on. Because the song tells you, the song goes on. The song continues right here. Rivers of evil. No, rivers of evil run through the dying land. Swimming in sorrow, they kill, steal, and borrow. There is no tomorrow, for the sinners will be damned. Now, if there is no God, who is damning the sinners? I say it again. If God is dead, who is damning the sinners? Who is doing the damning? Will it be our beavers? And where will they get the wood? I'm just saying. It continues. Ashes to ashes. You cannot exhume a soul. Who do you trust when the corruption and lust creed of all the unjust leaves you empty and unwhole? Ashes to ashes, funk to funky. We know that some souls are clunky. Looks like someone's still shopping for philosophy. That's right. Ashes to ashes. Okay. It says, who do you trust when corruption and lust, creed of all the unjust, leaves you empty and unwhole? That's a damn good question. Who are you going to trust? Because we're still waiting to find out if God is dead. And if God is dead, who's he going to trust? You know, the options are putting your faith in yourself or faith in your fellow man, maybe a little bit of each. Remember, he said his body is his shrine. Now, we're going back to the lyrics. The protagonist says, asks this question, when will this nightmare be over? Tell me, when can I empty my head? Will someone tell me the answer? Is God really dead? Is God really dead? The man's going crazy. He's like, there's so much shit in here, and I want it gone. I need it gone. I can't deal with it. I need my head emptied. Okay, so someone now just tell me, because I thought about it, and the evidence is overwhelming. I see all of this hatred, all of this greed, all of this despair. And I see glimmers of hope just beyond the horizon, just hidden beneath all that stuff. So which is it? Is God really dead? He continues, to safeguard my philosophy until my dying breath, I transfer from reality into a living dead. I empathize with enemies until the timing's right. With God and Satan at my side, from darkness will come light. Okay, the first sentence here, the protagonist says, to safeguard my philosophy until my dying breath. In the very beginning, I said that quite often we are handed down our belief systems and we wear them like clothing. And as long as that clothing fits and is comfortable, we keep it. It was apparent in the very beginning that it was no longer fitting for him. So he went shopping for new clothes. Now you see that he has new clothes. He has his own philosophy. And now he's trying to protect it. See, when he had his father's belief system, it was his father's belief system. When it failed, he didn't feel like he had to protect it. When it failed, he had no investment. It's like, okay, this is what I was taught. Now I'm going to find out what I believe. Now he's found out what he believes, or at least what he thought he believed, and it's being challenged. And when we build our own belief system, when we figure out what we really believe in, when we build up our morality from scratch based on our life experiences, that means more to us than the shit that's handed down to us, because this is something that we created to make our world better. And now he's trying to fight for his philosophy, to safeguard my philosophy until my dying breath. Okay. Now he says, with God and Satan at his side, darkness will come light. Now, some people are going to say, wait, Satan, God and Satan at his side, darkness will come light? From darkness will come light. Okay, two things about this. First of all, Satan is not equivalent with the devil, okay? If you break it down, Satan and Lucifer and the devil are not really the same things. It's kind of like when people get Mary Magdalene mixed up with Salome, the prostitute, and the woman, the prostitute, and the woman that Jesus met on the road to Damascus, I believe it was. Those are not the same women, but history has tied them together as though they were one. And then that skews what's happening. And it skews interpretations, because now they have to make interpretations fit unreliable facts, untrue facts. An untrue fact isn't a fact at all. An untrue fact is a lie. Same here, which is God and Satan. Satan just means adversary, okay? the opposing viewpoint, so to speak. Someone who challenges you. Okay, so God and my challenger at my side. Now, the reason why you got to have a challenger, because that's how you know your faith is strong. If your faith was never challenged, you'd never know how strong it was. It's a muscle. Faith is a muscle. Faith is a muscle in the body of the church, in the body of Christ, in the body of Islam, in the body of Buddhism, in the body of Zoroastrianism. Faith is that muscle that holds that thing, that holds that body together. And the only way muscles get stronger is when muscles get exercised, when the muscles get challenged. If I picked up this phone every day, this muscle, if I pick up this phone, it's not being challenged. Okay, my muscle, I can do with that. Now, if I pick up this phone and hold it out here for like an hour, that's a challenge. Holding my arm like that and having my phone like that and I can't use it. That's a fucking challenge. I got a game on here I've been playing like every hour so I can get my little bonus points so I can score some coinage. That's a challenge. That's faith, being challenged, getting stronger. And because the faith is getting stronger, darkness will come from darkness will come light. Okay. Now, we're getting close to the end of this song, I think. It's their longest song. It's like, I don't even know how many hours it is. It's a lot of time on a song. A lot. Like, I think it plays for like 7 minutes. I think it's like one of those songs that you can play when you need to go to the bathroom if you're a disc jockey. And it's no Indigada da Vida, but it's for Black Sabbath. It's a long fucking song. Now, and I'm just saying this because we may go a little over. And if we go over and our producer needs to go, I understand. I can close out myself because I don't want to tax our producer after he's been through enough. He's been through enough. And if he's not up to it, I can close it out. I'm just letting you know now because usually I close out in 7 minutes. But I think I got like 10 minutes of song left over. All right. Next lyric is, I watch the rain as it turns red. Give me more wine. I don't need bread. These riddles that live in my head, I don't believe that God is dead. God is dead? Okay. I'm going to say that again. I watch the rain as it turns red. Give me more wine. I don't need bread. These riddles that live in my head, I don't believe that God is dead. God is dead? Again, we're going back to the red rain, okay? And not just the red rain that Peter Gabriel is talking about. Red rain coming down, red rain. This is a different red rain, I think. Okay? He says, I see the red rain coming down. Give me more wine. Give the covenant. Give me the covenant. I don't need the sacrifice. I don't need you to die for my sins. I just need a new agreement. A new agreement, a new covenant. Start me fresh. Okay? And he still doesn't know if God is dead. He can't tell. The protagonist continues. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Wandering. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Wondering if we will meet again on the other side. Do you believe a word, what the good book says? Or is it just a holy fairy tale and God is dead? And then he exclaims, God is dead. And he says it 4 times. God is dead. God is dead. God is dead. Okay? Now, in numerology, I believe the number 4 makes it more concrete. It's like the 4 elements of the physical world. Okay? The earth, wind, and fire, right? That's just 3. But they're a good band with just 3 elements, wouldn't you say? And wind isn't really an element. Well, air. Okay. Never mind. Let me back up a little bit. It says nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Okay. So it's like no matter what you do, we're going to face it. We're going to face it. And it's probably death because it says wondering if we will meet again on the other side. In order to get to the other side, you got to die. So we're nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. That's death. You can't avoid death. We're all doing that. We're all doing the death thing. It's not like it's a dance craze and you say, I'm not going to do that dance. I'm not going to do the Macarena. Fuck everybody else. They can do the Macarena. I'm not doing the Macarena. Nope, not doing it. Death is different. We're all going to do it. We're all going to die. It's how we live that really matters. And how you die. You know, you don't want to die screaming and on video going, oh my Lord. And then for the rest of eternity, you're the, oh my Lord guy. Because you know how people tease you. They tease you based on the last stupid thing you did. That's your nickname. You know, you're going to be the last stupid thing or the last heroic thing. If you put out a fire pissing on it, they're going to call you the PP fireman, right? And if you died because you're trying to put out fire by pissing on it and the fire took over and burned you up, they're going to be like, you're going to be like the PP burning man. Or burning PP man. And then it says, do you believe a word that the good book says? Well, to be honest, you can believe some of the words. You don't have to believe all the words. And it's not just the words it's not what you believe, it's what you practice. Okay? I believe I'm good looking. But in practice, I may not be. See? It's not what you believe, it's what you practice. If I can say to myself in the mirror, you are good looking, and then I walk through the world like I'm unattractive, people are going to see me that way. It's not what you believe, it's what you practice. What you practice can convince other people can convince other people as well. So if you believe you're attractive and you practice like you're attractive, you can look attractive. But still the voices in my head are telling me that God is dead. The blood pours down, the rain turns red. I don't believe that God is dead. God is dead. God is dead. God is dead. Now he says it 3 times. Okay? 3 times, which is first of all 1 less than 4. So maybe he's not thinking that God is dead so much. It's like, maybe not. I don't know. But we're still looking at that, and that's how this ends. It ends here. But still the voices are in my head are telling me that God is dead. The blood pours down, the rain turns red. Okay, so at the very end of this song, he's convinced God is dead. He's given up hope on his philosophy. It says the blood pours down. That's, again, in the Old Testament, rain can be a blessing or it can be a judgment call. And in this case, it's judgment. It's red. And he says, and he's believing that God is dead. And maybe that blood that's pouring from the skies is the blood of God himself being poured out. Not as a sacrifice, but God bleeding out. That's how this song ends. Now, I hope you enjoyed this interpolation of this song, of this work by the Black Sabbath. But Brother Ian, that is rich of you to say we need Jesus, and you didn't bring any. Did you bring any Jesus? Did you bring any Jesus? You said we need it. Did you bring it? Don't be so fucking selfish then. Say we need Jesus, don't bring Jesus. I tell you what, got the Jesus juice. So it's just as good, right? Essence of Jesus, as we call it. That's our new wine. Our new wine will be called Essence of Jesus. Once it comes out, once our grapes come in and then they ferment and stuff like that. So brothers and sisters, I just want to do a couple of things. And instead of me doing the whole commercials, which would burn like 8 to 10 minutes, I'm going to encourage you to be on the lookout for Swimming the Cleveland Ocean. It's a new book coming out by John Palumbo of Crack the Sky. They have a new album coming out in May called Are You Science? R, the letter R, U, the letter U, Science. That's coming out in May. The book is coming out shortly. They're doing the audio. They're making the audio book right now as we speak. And you can check out a recent interview from Done Way Past Funny with Randy Levin. That's on Roku TV right now, or Knob TV on Roku TV. So check that out. It's a very interesting interview. I think it's a 4-parter. So check that out. I want to thank everybody who tuned in and watched. For those of you who tuned in, watched, and subscribed to my fledgling YouTube channel and my fledgling Facebook fan page, thank you. Thank you so much. It means a great deal. For those of you who sent cards and letters and well wishes to Matt Napo, who behind the scenes, we wouldn't be doing this without him. We thank you. And seriously, we wouldn't be doing this without him, because you didn't. So once I ended my old show, I hung it up. I said, I don't need to do this shit. I don't need to do this shit. I did a good job. I have nothing to prove. Okay. And then this opportunity came along, and I feel like I got something to prove all over again. So thank you for watching. Thank you so much. If you get an opportunity, check out GD Pennison on gigseller.com. He can be hired for private events. He's not just funny. He's funny for hire. So on behalf of the Church of Last Resort and the entire Roll family, my wife Ramona Roll, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, our dog Stop Dropping, I wish you safe travels, and I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox Time on Mind Dog TV and everywhere that our word is heard. Thank you so much. And please, don't forget to, whatever it is, just don't forget, okay? Don't forget. So in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Thank you. Bless you.